Hello Summoners and welcome to the League 101 Advanced Overview for Azir, the Emperor of the Sands. Azir is a versatile champion with an incredibly unique kit and a strong ability to push lanes. Azir will do incredible amounts of damage over time, but does not offer the burstiness which most other mid laners tend to have. After testing Azir in every role of the game, we have found that Azir is strongest as a mid laner and a supporter. Azir's difficult early clear times and lack of jungle sustain make him an incredibly difficult champion in jungle line. Azir has a difficult time in matchups versus most melee champions, so we don't recommend you playing him top either. Azir is not an AD carry, so we wouldn't recommend trying it. If you'd like to skip directly on how Azir plays these roles, you can click the option on your screen now. Otherwise, stick around and we'll jump right into how his kit works. Alright, so let's get started with Azir's kit. His passive, Shurima's Legacy, will increase your attack speed per % of cooldown reduction. Along with this, Azir is able to create a turret on top of a previously destroyed one in lane. Azir's W, Arise, will allow Azir to summon an untargetable sand soldier who will attack instead of Azir. His Q and E modify how these soldiers work. Azir's Q, Conquering Sands, will cause all of his sand soldiers to dash to a targeted location. While dashing, they'll do magic damage to each enemy that they pass through, and put a slow that adds for 25% per soldier that passes through them for 1 second. Azir's E, Shifting Sands, will cause Azir to dash to a soldier your mouse is over. Azir will briefly knock up and do damage to enemies he passes through, and will stop at the first champion he encounters, gaining a shield. Azir's ultimate, Emperor's Divide, will create a wall of sand soldiers to press forward, dealing magic damage to all enemies on the initial hit, knocking them back, and creating a wall which will block enemy champions for up to 7 seconds. We'll get more into how to use Azir's abilities effectively throughout this video. Azir is an incredibly strong mid laner who scales extremely well over time. As a mid laner, positioning of your soldiers is crucial. You should place your soldiers in between minion waves to allow yourself the ability to both CS and harass your enemy. As a Azir mid, you should max your Q first. With a short cooldown and good damage, it will allow you to harass your opponent much more in lane. After this, max E, R at every chance you get, and W last, as it only offers CDR on his soldiers. In mid, use your Q to harass your opponent. Make sure to always save one soldier in order to escape with E, unless you plan to go all in. It is notable that Azir can use his E to escape over walls, and is effective when trying to escape a gank. Azir can also avoid ganks by using his ultimate as a disengager. When an enemy champion attempts to gank your lane, ult forward using R to push them back, and walk back underneath your turret to safety. You can also use a WE combo in this situation as well, to ensure that you get away. As Azir, you are an extraordinarily effective lane pusher, and naturally push lanes in your favor due to all of your AoE. Use his W at all times on turrets to nuke them down quickly at every opportunity you may have. However, make sure to have wards down before attempting to do so. Azir plays most effectively in team fights. When engaging on Azir, place your soldier behind the enemy team. From here, E to your soldier, causing you to either go into the middle of their team or in the back of it. From there, ult backwards, knocking their team into yours. You can also use your Q to charge your soldiers into the enemy team off of this, resulting in a major slow. If you need more room, you can always flash farther back. However, most of the time, since Azir's ultimate comes from behind him, this isn't necessary. It's also important to note that we recommend playing safe on Azir, and not directly engaging until level 6 to 7 when you outscout your opponent. However, you should use your Q to harass at every opportunity that you can get. When building Azir, you should seek to build offensively, utilizing AP items. We recommend starting with a Doran's Ring, 2 health pots, and a Sight Ward. From there, you should rush a Chalice of Harmony to fix his mana problems. Ionin Boots of Lucidity off that, and a Rhyolite's Crystal Scepter for the slow. After that, we recommend finishing off Athene's and building a Rabadon's Death Cap for that extra AP. After Rabadon's Death Cap, build a Liandry's Torment only if you're ahead. If not, build an Abyssal Scepter, as it works great on him. We recommend building either a Guardian Angel or a Zhonya's Hourglass, depending on what works best for your current situation. Also, if facing an AD team, it might be a good idea to build a Seeker's Arm Guard early game for the extra armor. In the mid lane, Azir is strong against Heimerdinger, as he can attack his turrets from a distance. Ryze, Cassiopeia, and other mid-range mages, as they need to enter your zone to deal damage. Akali, as your ultimate blocks hers, and Yasuo, as his soldiers go straight through the wind wall. In mid lane, he has trouble against Ziggs due to his ability to outrange you. Zed, as he is extremely hard to disengage from, and can dodge most of your abilities. Talon, due to his silence, most melee matchups in general. And Maoki, as his W does not count as a dash, meaning you cannot disengage from it. Kassadin as well, due to his all-around kit. In general, you're going to have trouble with champions who have a blink. Azir is all about area of denial. If someone enters your zone, you should harass them. Use your soldiers to get away and bounce to them at every opportunity you can get. Let your enemy know that you don't enter my zone. For summoner spells, we recommend going Flash and Ignite. For runes and masteries, we recommend the following builds for the maximum damage output. Azir is a strong support with a kit to help your AD carry dominate lane. As a support, positioning of your soldiers is crucial. You should place your soldiers in bushes and in the range of your enemy support. Use your soldiers to harass your enemy support and deny them the chance to engage them. As Azir support, you should max your Q first. With its short cooldown and good damage, it will allow you to harass your opponent much more in lane. After this, max E, R at every chance you get, and W last as it only offers CDR on its soldiers. As support, use your WE combo to engage the enemy ADC. Start off by placing a sand soldier behind the enemy ADC, and charge to it, knocking the ADC out. From there, apply exhaust and slow the ADC with your Q. Make sure to always save one soldier in order to escape with E, unless you plan to go all in. It is notable that Azir can use his E to escape over walls, and is effective when trying to escape a gank. Azir can also avoid ganks by using his ultimate as a disengager. When an enemy jungler attempts to gank your lane, ult forward using R to push them back, and walk underneath your turret to safety. You can also use a WE combo in this situation as well, to ensure that you get away. As a support, you are an incredible counter engager. When a champion such as Leona or Thresh hook to you, you can ultimate backwards, Q, and exhaust the enemy ADC. That would place you and your ADC in a position where they're separated from the support, and you're all alone with their ADC. Use Azir's W at all times on turrets to nuke them down quickly at every opportunity you may have. However, make sure you have wards before attempting to do so. Azir plays most effectively in teamfights. When engaging on Azir, place your soldier behind the enemy team. From here, E to your soldier, causing you to either go to the middle of their team or in the back of it. From there, ult backwards, knocking their team into yours. You can also use your Q to charge your soldiers into the enemy team off of this, resulting in a major slow. If you need more room, you can always flash further back. However, most of the time, since Azir's ultimate comes from behind him, this isn't necessary. When building support Azir, you should build him in more the direction of a tank. To begin, we recommend building Talisman of Ascension, most of the time due to his mana problems, and Face of the Mountain if necessary. As support Azir, you should always make sure to build a Chalice of Harmony and a Sightstone. We recommend Merc Treads for boots and building a Sunfire Cape situationally. You can swap out the Sunfire Cape for a Locket of the Iron Solari, a Banshee's Veil, a Randuin's Omen, or a Frozen Heart, depending on what team you're facing. For your last item, we recommend Rylai's Crystal Scepter for the extra slow. As support, Azir is strong against Braum as he outranges him, and can easily escape his passive. Leona, as you can pull off your ultimate combo when she comes to you, and Thresh for the same reasons, along with the fact that your ultimate will stop his Lantern. As support Azir, you will struggle against support such as Morgana due to her Root and Black Shield, which allows her to negate all of Azir's CC abilities and walk right through your ultimate. Along with this, he is also weak against Janna due to her strong disengage power. Azir is all about area of denial. If someone enters your zone, you should harass them. Use your soldiers to get away and bounce to them at every opportunity you get. Let your enemy know not to enter your zone. For summoner spells, we recommend going Flash and Exhaust. For runes and masteries, we recommend the following builds to make him an AP bruiser. After playing Azir for a while, we picked up a few tips and tricks that are going to help you maximize your playstyle on Azir. Firstly, when you dash to a warrior, it's important to note that you will dash in front of them. Use this to your advantage. When using your ultimate, you can trap enemies against walls that have somewhat a curved edge to them, and in every single jungle camp in the jungle. If you can successfully do this, you will trap an enemy, or possibly an entire team, for 7 seconds. That's going to effectively win you any team fight. Azir's ultimate deals damage only once, and can only be avoided by a flash, blink, or invulnerability effect that will make a champion untargetable. Fizz, I'm talking about you. No dashes can go over Azir's ultimate. Sorry, Akali. When pushing lanes, set down your turret behind you, especially when you're trying to open the gates. This will stop the enemy team from engaging on you, as they would be fighting you under your turret. Azir works amazing with siege comps due to his ability to nuke turrets consistently throughout the game. Along with this, Azir provides amazing utility and doesn't need many items to back it up. Use Azir's ultimate only to disengage. Engage or trap your opponent. Never use his ultimate for damage. Ever. Blowing the ultimate could be the difference between winning and losing a team fight. As we talked about in the support section, Azir is a great, strong, and amazing counter engager. Use this to your advantage. Take note, Yasuo's, your ultimate works with Azir's E and R. When fighting Azir as a team, make sure to spread out instead of being grouped up closely together. This will prevent Azir from destroying your entire team at once. When being chased, Azir can use his Q to slow his enemies and WE to get away. Azir can pull off the same combo when trying to chase down an opponent as well. It is important to note that Azir can use his soldiers to check bushes, so you will never have to face check again. Thanks for tuning in to the League 101 Advanced Overview for Azir. Please subscribe to the channel and leave us your comments below.